morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, Hestia Med Spa, and Comfort Keepers in-Home Care. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Dorio.
On your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning is Nikki Miller of the Academy Swim Club. Welcome, Nikki. How are you?
Welcome back, Nikki.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Hi, Barbara.
It's been a long time.
It has. It's been a COVID long time, hasn't it?
Yes.
It has. And, you know, Nikki, I'm watching, I'm looking at Facebook, and I see Barb in the studio by herself.
Yes.
Miss Lonely there.
Yes.
So the pandemic has taken a toll. But fortunately for Barb, she's not alone in the world, so we all know that. But you know, it's your work, Nikki, is seasonal, and you know it's so important to our seniors, especially in terms of being able to utilize all kinds of exercise programs that everybody else has access to. So tell us about Academy Swim Club and, you know, especially what they might have to offer for our seniors.
Well, we have two locations. One is on Smythe Drive in Valencia, and the other is in Newhall at the Athletic Club. And we have swim lessons for all ages. But water for seniors, water, especially warm water, and when I say warm, I don't mean like hot, 92, 93 degrees is skin temperature, so it makes it real easy to go into, but the hydrostatic pressure of water will lower blood pressure without medication. It increases circulation, and because of those two things, it helps in the healing process of a lot of senior ailments, you know, twinges in the hinges, that type of thing.
That's good.
So, yeah, warm water is wonderful, and, you know, we all know that when we go into a spa, we get a really good night's sleep. But, again, it doesn't have to be that warm. Even cold water offers the hydrostatic pressure, which is, it's kind of like the water, just the pressure of the water is gently hugging, and it's great for kids with autism, too, because they don't like to be hugged by people because it's so unpredictable. But they really love water. That the hug of water is very constant and predictable, so they tend to very much enjoy it.
Well, now, where is the athletic club located?
It's right at Calgrove and the 5 freeway, right there, just east of the 5 freeway, the parking lot right next door.
Oh, and it's called the Athletic Club?
Oh, it's called Ideal Fitness.
Ideal Fitness.
Yes.
Now, do you have to be...
a long time ago, the Athletic Club. It's been there for 25 years.
Yep.
Well, do you have to be a member, or can you go in and swim?
Yeah, you do. Well, just to go in the water, we just rent out that location from them for our swim lessons. So you can either come into lessons or you can join the Athletic Club and use the pool whenever we're not using it for teaching swimming.
Oh, okay.
So Nikki, let's just talk about that because, you know, I'm of the firm belief that there are many people in Santa Clarita that don't know how to swim, and I think we need to put that out there, especially for our seniors. Kids need to learn.
You know what happened over COVID is very suddenly everyone was working from home and all their children were home too. And so we had parents multitasking between work and housework and, you know, 3 or 4 different grades schooling to help their kids out. And while that happened over COVID, and I'm not saying Santa Clarita Valley, but across the country, little toddlers were getting outside and drowning. And the drowning statistics by last April in the states who do keep track had surpassed the previous year for the whole year.
Oh, my goodness.
So
I am not
2020
surprised.
was record drownings all across the country. And, drowning is silent. When people go under, they're not screaming like you see in the movies, help, 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 and thrashing around. They're underwater and, they're moving underwater or not, and they're not making a sound. It's very, very silent. And there have been drownings. I know a woman who lost her grandson at a family barbecue in the backyard, and the pool was 7/8 fenced. The fence started and ended at the waterfall, and the toddler had climbed around the rocks and down the waterfall and slipped into the water, and nobody heard or saw a thing. And the whole family was outside. So that's how silent it is. So yes,
and if that child had swimming lessons or knew what it was like to be in the water.
Right.
I mean, these instances won't happen. It's preventative.
Right.
And, and same with adults, too.
Yeah. We teach everyone in lessons 3 times a year. They come to lessons with their clothes on. Because if they ever fall in accidentally, it's most likely going to be with clothes on. And they need to see and feel the difference and know how to float on their back if they should ever fall into the pool. And we do it in a very gentle way, not a traumatizing way, because the more we're finding out about trauma, the more we find out it leads, even as an infant and the babies don't remember it, it can very often lead to anxiety and addiction later in life.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I own a swim school, but I'm also a psychotherapist, so this is what I do.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, though, and nowadays as things are opening up, I mean, I can't see anybody forcing us. You can't really wear a mask in a pool. But it's things are opening up now. This awareness is coming back to us, Nikki, that we had talked about before about water safety. And this is exactly what you're bringing up right now, that this awareness for everybody, not just the kids, but that's important, but everybody else to be able to, what if your loved one, your grandchild was in the deep end and you did not know as a grandparent how to swim? How do you save that person's life if no one else is around?
Exactly. And that happens, and we've had grandparents come in for exactly that reason. I now have grandchildren. There's a pool in my backyard, and I need to know how to swim. And they do, and they end up loving it and just being really sad that they missed so much of their life swimming.
Does I don't know this answer, but I'm just wondering about since people are still worried about COVID. I think in a chlorinated water environment that the likelihood of the virus itself actually surviving might be less. I don't know if you know any statistics.
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
It is less. We across the nation, and we have a network, so we talk to each other and communicate. And there were a few transmissions of COVID, but so minimal. We, as an industry, were closed until about the 1st of July, from the middle of March to the 1st of July. But we lobbied in California, and we did get the governor to deem it essential before the end of the year, which was great. So we are now an essential business. But there were less than a dozen cases transmitted across the country in the chlorine environment, because you're right, it is a great sterile environment. And plus our industry is really, we're so safety conscious. So we weren't about to, have swim lessons, but then expose people to COVID. So as an industry, we put every measurement in place, and we actually helped the CDC write the standards for pool environments. When we sent our industry standards to them, they didn't make any changes. They said this is far beyond what we would have done. So no, we had a great safe season. We didn't have one employee catch COVID at our place either. Not even the employees.
Wow, that's
well,
great.
You know, establishing that it's safe, though, can we, you know, let's talk about the benefits, especially to the, you know, senior populations with, you know, what did you say, twinges and hinges earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and I know, Barb, you participated in water aerobics at the different pools around Santa Clarita, and so you benefited. But what do you, Nikki, where you are, what do you offer for our seniors in terms of the exercises that they can do, and how the not just the benefits, but you know how less traumatic it is on the body to be able to exercise in water.
Right. We do not have any like twinges and the hinges or exercise classes. We focus strictly on the swim lessons. But I know physical therapists use pools for physical therapy because it's so gracious. You know, you can get your exercise, you can work your injured muscles and ligaments and everything without further injury. I mean, it's water is just very gracious. You're not going to fall and hurt yourself while trying to rehab in the water. When my son broke his pelvis and his femur, we put him in the water as soon as he was able to, and he loved it because it was the only time he could not be lying flat on his back or sitting in a wheelchair at best. And he just felt like he had so much more movement and energy, and it was just joyful to watch him too be in the water.
Well, it's what you call soft exercise.
Yeah.
And it is.
But
It's
really
incredible.
Because no matter which way, like with weights, you push one way and then you know, gravity takes over. With water, you get resistance both ways. No matter which way you go, there's resistance. And the harder you push, the more resistance you get. So it's like perfectly suited to every individual and their needs because of the individualized resistance.
Right. And Barb, when you were exercising, doing water aerobics, you know, you always would rave about the benefits that you were getting in that environment. And you know, when I remember when College of the Canyons they were cleaning the pool and closed down the water aerobics for a while, you were kind of at a loss, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely. And then they did away with it completely, which is
sad.
No.
They did.
I know they do teach it. They do teach it still at the athletic club at Calgrove.
Well,
Calgrove in Newhall. I know they have water aerobics classes there.
Oh, good. Well, why don't we start organize again, and maybe present it to the senior center, where there are swimming, water aerobic programs. I think at the sports center they might have a program as well. So we need to start locating them for our seniors so we can come on board on the senior hour and let people know where they can go to get this benefit.
That would be great. You might want to add the pool temperature to that list.
Okay.
Because that could make a difference, you know.
Being
a senior myself, I know what temperature I don't want to go in.
Polar bear.
Yeah.
Well, cold water is very, very uncomfortable. It really is. And even if you get yourself adjusted to it, getting in there, once you're in there, it doesn't warm up. It stays cold.
Yeah. And part of the problem is if you don't love it, if it's not a great experience, you might get through one or two and then you won't want to go back.
That's right.
So you have to love. It has to be a great experience from start to finish or you won't keep it up.
Yeah. But, in right circumstances, when the water is warm, I mean, it's honestly, when you're finished with the class, right, Barb? When you finish with your class, when you got out of the water, it was like, I don't want to get out of the water, because it was so comfortable. That soft exercise was just the whole ambience of it. You had everything in place, and it made you feel good. And this is something that was you knew was benefiting you, yet felt great too.
Yes, it
we
did.
have a lot of kids who cry when they have to get out.
Yeah.
Now,
there you go.
Do you also have a jacuzzi available?
No, I do not.
Oh, getting into the jacuzzi is it's incredible.
Yeah, I used to be a springboard diver, and some meets have that luxury for the divers after they do their dive into the dive pool. Between dives, you could sit in the jacuzzi, and it was wonderful.
You can almost fall asleep in there.
Yep.
But
So
that's
Nikki,
great because I belong to a one of the athletic clubs up here, and I go swimming as much as I can.
Oh, great.
And it's so nice to be able to get out of that sort of cool water and get into the jacuzzi. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It does wonders for your body and for your psyche and everything else.
Yep. It sure does.
It's a good feeling. It really is. So how do we get in touch with you, Nikki, as far as where you're located?
Well, you can go online to swim, SWIM, the number 4, life, swimforlife.com.
Swim for Life.
And everything is there. You can even sign up online. We because of COVID, we made everything accessible where you don't have to have face-to-face contact.
Oh, that's wonderful. So that's swim, number 4, life.com.
LIFE. Yep.
Right. And
is there a phone number they can call, Nikki, at all? Or?
It's 661-702-8585.
8585. Wow. So do you have many seniors who come to your program?
Well, the majority of our program is like 2 to 8-year-olds, but we have all ages. Swimming is the only sport you can do from womb to tomb. So we start at 2 weeks, and we have all ages, all shapes and sizes too.
Wow.
Well, let's get some of our seniors out there because I'll tell you, Nikki, once again, just putting this out to the public and those seniors who have grandkids or great-grandkids and you don't know how to swim, there could be just a moment in time that you'll regret not having lessons. And, we really need to put, allow one to have an option of life, where they can save somebody's life. So, no, Nikki, this is great. And once again, I just want to mention the phone number because most of our seniors rely on using the phone. So it's 661-702-8585. 661-702-8585.
We do have adult group classes too. I mean, we teach a lot of private lessons, but we have groups as well. And some people just enjoy it more, swimming with other people who are in the same position and don't know how to swim.
Right. Wow. This sounds great, Nikki. And
it does, Nikki. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
for having me on.
Yes, thank you for joining us. That's good information. Thank you, and hopefully we'll see you in person soon.
Mm-hmm.
Soon, yeah.
With all the twinges and hinges.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Nikki.
We need to take a break now, and I think our next guest, Jason Gibbs, councilman, just walked in the door. So we will go with that break and be back in a few minutes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to Mend, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Aloha, friends! Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
Welcome, folks, to the Backyard Masterpiece Podcast. We have Tom here, a first-time DIYer, talking about the multi-tiered rose garden he planted in his yard. How did you begin this masterpiece?
Well, the first thing I did was make the call.
The call?
Yes, to 811. I knew my project required digging, so I had SoCalGas come and mark my natural gas lines.
Pro tip, take notes, people. Always contact 811 by phone or online 2 business days before you dig.
Yep.
Visit SoCalGas.com/811 to learn more.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty at Hestia Medical Spa. Select from a large menu of services, including an assortment of fillers that can be used in the face, lips, hands, and a variety of other body parts. Get rid of that double chin with Kybella, an injectable treatment to permanently destroy fat cells under the chin. Hestia Medical Spa also offers Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin to help reduce severe frown lines. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online to hestiamedicalspa.com.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And guess who our guest is this morning? Or no, this afternoon. It's not morning anymore, is it?
Couldn't make it in the morning.
It's Jason Gibbs, our city councilman. How are you doing?
Barbara, I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Great.
Well,
Welcome,
I'm getting there.
Getting there?
Yeah.
So, what's going on in your life?
Oh, man, what isn't? You know,
Okay.
obviously the daily council routine has been very busy, but as mentioned before we got on, I've been doing a bunch of travel to Cape Canaveral Space Station over off of east of Orlando out there where they do a lot of the rocket launches. And so my day job has taken me out of California quite a bit this month. So We had council. We had council Tuesday, so I flew back in Tuesday morning.
Whoa.
Had some meetings. Council till 9:00. Here today, and I got to go back out tomorrow. We flying back out.
Wow.
Well, I was in Orlando last year. I took my entire family as a Christmas gift
Okay.
to Disney World.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was incredible.
We took. I've been going back and forth for the last couple months, and it was spring break for the kids last week.
Oh.
So I told Chandra, look, bring the little ones out. We'll spend 4 days. We hit every park over the course of 4 days. I still haven't recovered from that, but it was so much fun.
Well, it was interesting because we stayed in a bed and breakfast right on the park where the animals were, the wild animal park, and you could walk out onto the balcony and see lions and tigers, giraffes, apes, rhinoceros, everything. They were just moving around and doing their thing, and then the keepers, the groundskeepers, would bring out great big bales of hay or whatever they were feeding them, and then they'd all go there and eat. You know, you'd see this massive pile of stuff you couldn't see the pile of stuff because of all the animals there.
Man.
Oh, it was absolutely incredible.
That's wonderful.
It really was. And I figured, I'm so sick and tired of buying gifts and giving money and gift cards. I thought, let's do something different. So I took the entire family.
That's great.
There were 14 of us who went.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
We had the first 3 days, weather was perfect. And then on Thursday we went to the Hollywood Studios Park. And all of a sudden the clouds rolled in and it started sprinkling, and then it just poured like no other. And it kept doing that all day. It would go away, and then it would just start pouring. And our kids are 5 and 4. Not one tear, not one cry. They sat there soaked. They didn't care. It was such a great trip.
It's an incredible place
cool.
to go.
Yeah.
It really is. And we had beautiful weather. It was a little chilly, but other than that, it was beautiful weather. And
Excellent.
Did you see the fireworks?
Of course.
Oh,
Of
that
course.
is something. Everyone in the world should go there to see the fireworks. They're just beautiful.
And the first night it was going, we surprised our daughter with dinner at the Belle and Beast Castle.
Oh, you're kidding.
And Beast comes in and comes to all the
cute.
tables, and she was just over the moon.
I bet she was. Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. But that is a place everyone in the world should go there at some point, because it's life-altering.
Yes.
It really is. And when we were staying at the animal park, that was seeing all those animals. It was just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So tell me what else is going on. What's happening with the city? Good, bad, medium, otherwise?
You know, it's all about perspective, right?
Yes, that's true.
No, there's been a couple of real big items that have been going on. The biggest one that comes to mind is, of course, the use of Camp Scott and discussions of Camp Scott in Saugus. There's been lots of discussions about our district attorney and the effects that we're seeing here on local crime. And then last night, it's a pretty big deal. The city settled a lawsuit to where we will be going to districts in the city for the first time in our history, starting in 24.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a break.
Yep.
That is the worst thing that can happen to this city.
I would personally
Absolutely
agree.
the worst.
The city fought, as I understand it, we've been fighting for years, probably 10 years since it first started. There was a settlement of a suit, I believe it was back in 2016. And then, unfortunately, under the CVRA legislation that was passed, even when you settle a case, someone else can bring one right after. And it can just keep occurring and occurring. And that's what happened here.
That's what happened.
And we brought in people. We spent a long time discussing this, and it just got to a point where there's just too much risk for the city as a whole financially to just try and keep this off. So it was nobody liked it. It was a very difficult decision, but as a board we decided this is what's best at this point for the city, and you just got to go forward and do the best you can.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, cut your losses and move forward.
Well, but I'm hoping it will not work out and we'll go back to the way it has been.
There'll be an opportunity down the road to do that. There are ways to do that. It's just under the current laws, we were really in a rock and a hard place. And you're talking, and it's not little amounts of money. The
No.
one that gets talked about is the Santa Monica case, where it's going to the state Supreme Court now, but they're talking $22 million, $23 million in fees and legal fees.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I really hate to hear that, because it's going to ruin this city, in my opinion.
I have
really
big
do.
concerns for it as we move forward, because I think the current council as it stands, obviously they're not supportive of the idea,
No.
and they have a we represent everybody mentality, and I think as time goes on, I think we'll see people that come to run who will start to think in a district manner, and I think that's where you see problems. And
Yes.
a great example of it is I mentioned Camp Scott. Our supervisor Barger was adamantly opposed to it in her
Oh, I
district,
know.
and she had another place that we all believe made a lot of sense that was in her district, so she wasn't trying to move it to some other area. She said, but it makes no sense where you want it, and members of the other districts said, nope, that's where we want it. And as residents of Santa Clarita, we don't have the ability to vote for those people who made a decision that affect us on a daily basis. And you're seeing the worst of what districts can be. It's sad. It was a sad day.
I'm really
And
really,
a lot of the seniors, Jason, live up the Bouquet Canyon.
Yes, sir. Yes, they do.
In that area, and they're concerned. I do, and we've all been concerned. And it was the decision was made at the county level.
Yes.
And we could have voice, but we didn't have vote. We just, whether we voted for them or not, and Catherine Barker did a great job in trying to fight it off. But, you've always been a proponent of senior care and senior health in the Valley. And, I want to talk a little bit about your role in sustaining that quality of life that our seniors have. So many of our people are moving here, but they're adult parents and grandparents are moving here as well. So I just want to talk about the senior center and the role that you as a city council person have played and will play in sustaining and helping many of us to be able to age in place.
No, absolutely, Dr. Dorio. And I think the biggest thing as a council member, for myself being one of the younger council members, is just listening. And you understand what it is from every demographic, in this case seniors, what it is they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And in my experiences, the biggest thing that I get asked about is activities, involvement, and things like transportation. Mm-hmm. And the outreach is the most important part we can do. For the senior population still, even my dad to this day can barely get on the internet. My mom never used a computer in her life while she was with us. So the idea of just using digital media, it's not quite there yet. So until we can really get in front of seniors and start teaching them, what it means to use a phone and use Facebook and Instagram, that really is where information sources spend a lot of their time. And
I have to laugh at that, because I know exactly what most seniors are going through.
Yep.
I have a heck of a time on the computer.
Yeah.
And on this silly cell phone. But the kids say, Mother, you've got to have a phone. You've got to have a phone with you and carry it around in case you need us, But I understand exactly where they're coming from. For, we always had a phone we picked up and used at home.
That's right.
And, did our business that way. And then when we wanted to go out, we would either get on the bus or drive ourselves or have someone else drive us.
Sure.
And it's unbelievable. This digital era.
But we're getting better, though, to a certain degree.
Oh, absolutely.
We have no choice.
But we have a great senior center that is transitioning our seniors from the telephone into the computer. And I just think that, the city has played a big role in that, and they have to continue to do that, offering computer classes, digitalizing people, and getting the transportation they need to be able to get around the valley. And the best part is, for those who don't know, our seniors get free bus rides.
Yes.
In things that we can do, and we have to keep, Jason, with you being on City Council, you have been involved in making sure that the senior activities continue to be allowed involvement in how we can do an age in place. So I'm anxious to talk about some of the programs that we have at the senior center, and as well the awareness that City Council, including you, have brought to the community to keep this going. Because this transition is always going to be there. Mm-hmm. We just have to make sure we have the right people in place to continue it, which I think we will do. But your involvement, Jason, at the senior center and playing a role, I think, is so important to keep that awareness going.
No, I agree, Gene. Thank you. And that partnership with Kevin at the senior center is just incredible. And I think what he is doing at the senior center is probably one of the most important relationships that we have, mm-hmm. Because there you have somebody who spends his life servicing and helping seniors in our community. And Gene, you brought up a perfect comment about aging in place. I can't agree with you more on how important that is. And we've talked about this previously. I experienced that with my own family and my dad. He's one of the favorite things that my mom and dad always loved is on our street in Santa Barbara where I grew up. When we had all grown up and moved on to college, there were still some younger families moving in. And they absolutely loved still being a part of their community and their street and mm-hmm. seeing other people growing up and still being involved. And the idea of not being able to be in their home comfortably and be able to live on their own. My dad's experiencing that now. My mom's been gone for almost 10 years. And Dad's trying to figure out how can he, as he ages, how can he stay where he is and not looking at moving into different facilities and things where to the point where if he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to, and he wants to stay involved. He does his bowling leagues, and he has the same things where he's just looking for relationships, he's looking for activities, and it's so important to keep those opportunities alive.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yep.
I mean, I've lived in my house now since 1973.
Nice.
It was a.
You still got shag carpet?
Just in a few rooms, I had wood put down.
Okay.
I have wooden floors, and I love them.
But what about the wood paneling? Wood paneling on the walls?
No.
Okay.
No wood paneling. No. Just regular painted walls.
Behind, Jason.
My grandparents would never take it down. My grandfather installed it back, I think, in the early 70s, and they refused to ever remove it. They loved it. And now it's become a popular meme. You get on Facebook and it says if you've never seen paneling in walls, then you didn't have grandparents in the 80s.
That's very true. That's very true. Very true. Yes. But my house is paid for now.
Hey.
Thank goodness.
Hey.
And that was one of the things Russ absolutely insisted on. He said, we have to get this house paid for. And it's been a blessing because he's been gone 3 years now, and I don't have any house payment.
That is a blessing.
Which makes an enormous difference.
And that was a big. My dad and mom had the same adage. For my dad, it was we have a 30-year mortgage, but we're not going to pay for a house for 30 years.
That's
so
right.
they would do double every month payments that they could.
Smart.
And they paid off their homes in 7.5, 8 years. And obviously, being in Santa Barbara, that equity sits there now. So if he ever needed it, that could take care of him for the rest of his life.
That's very true. Very true. And my house is going to go to my kids, and I'll let them fight over it.
Well, what if I keep sweet talking you, Barbara? Can I get in on this? You still got shag in one of those rooms.
No, I have shag in 1, 2. No, well, it's not shag. It's soft carpeting.
Patty, you know what shag is? You ever seen some shag carpet?
Oh,
I
yes.
do. I do.
I do. I do not like shag carpet. No. But it's very interesting because my house, I love my house, and I don't ever plan to leave it until I pass on. I just love it. But like you said, with your father, they were there or have been there for so long. You see so many different families move in and move out and move in and move out. And you think, wow, it's a changing scenery the whole time.
It was, and they remember when they first moved in, our neighbors across the street, they were the older couple whose kids had grown up and moved on.
Right.
And to have a street where you really have a diversity of age and personalities and people, it's so important. It's so important.
Absolutely.
It really is. And so far, I have just one neighbor who has been there almost as long as I have.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. It really is. And he still drives his truck, and he takes the trash in and out.
Nice.
And his kids come and visit him, and he's getting up in age.
Sure.
I don't think he's as old as I am, but he's very close.
Okay. Well, he'll be 47 eventually.
Thank you, sir. I wouldn't be 47 again for all the tea in China. No, absolutely not. No, my next birthday will be 86 in October.
Wonderful.
So, and I plan to do it.
Good.
I plan to stay until I'm 90 at least, because I'm going to have another party.
Am I going to get invited?
Of course.
Well, let's go.
We're all
Yes.
invited.
No, it's fun throwing birthday parties. It really is. You know, and I think, wow, I know so many people in this community, and with my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, I thought, why not? Let's have some fun together. You only live once.
Barbara, have a lot of your kids been able to stay? Have they stayed in the valley?
No, they're in Palmdale.
Okay.
Palmdale, and I have grandchildren in Palmdale. I have great-grandchildren. I also have grandchildren and great-grandchildren in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, sure.
No, Virginia Beach,
cool.
Virginia. So,
Nice.
yeah, I have lots of family, and my son is out there now waiting for me.
Oh, is that who came in and smiled at
Yeah. And he's battling a broken leg from a motorcycle accident. So, but he's doing well. He's hobbling around. And both of them come down and spend the night with me,
Good.
you know, and they're there when I need them.
Wonderful.
And
Cool.
that's wonderful, yeah. And I think we need to take a break, don't we? Yes, we do. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to Mend, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
At WM of Santa Clarita Valley, we're more than a waste and recycling service provider. We're part of the community with more than 2 decades of dedicated service. We proudly support community organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club, Bridge to Home, and the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. Together, we are working toward enhancing the quality of life for all who call Santa Clarita home. Thank you for allowing WM to serve you.
Once heart attack symptoms begin, delaying treatment increases the risk of heart damage, disability, and even death. Time is critical. Leading the Valley with the most advanced digital technology and treatment times that beat national best practice goals, Providence offers emergency coronary angioplasty and stenting, performed by highly trained board-certified cardiologists. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
Your business sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com. Thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we are speaking now with Jason Gibbs, our Santa Clarita City Councilman.
Barbara, how we
yes.
doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great. So,
and Jason, we talked earlier with Nikki Miller, who, we were talking about water safety and people getting enrolled, and the seniors are an integral part of this community, and I think it's so important that we emphasize safety things that because of falls and things like that can be enhanced by the senior center and maybe even participation by city council.
Sure. No, absolutely, Gene. I wanted to go back to one item we talked about earlier about transit that was offered here with the city. I'd gotten a note before I came in regarding the Dial-A-Ride service, and I just wanted to let our seniors know who don't that our Dial-A-Ride service does provide curb-to-curb service for qualified elderly residents, and you can schedule a trip for any purpose at all within the Santa Clarita Valley, whether it's going to movies, going to the doctors, just going for a ride or shopping. And I wanted to get the number out there. It's 661-294-9327. And that's the Dial-A-Ride service.
Dial-A-Ride.
Yes, ma'am.
294-9327. Jason, seniors have been isolated because of the pandemic,
Yes,
but they don't need to be anymore.
No.
And your transportation is so important, like you said. 294-9327. The seniors need to know that the city council, the city of Santa Clarita, the citizens, all of us know how important the senior population is, and I know you want us to emphasize that.
No, absolutely. And the other note that I had for they actually have travel training, and the Santa Clarita Transit staff does regularly do travel training for senior residents where they hold workshops throughout the year. Either it's at adult living facilities or other places when requested, and they'll work to provide accessible service so the residents can maintain their mobility independence. And I know we constantly talk about aging in place and independence for seniors. And for the Santa Clarita Transit does offer local rides to those 60 and over for free, and there's other reduced fares as well. So I just wanted to make sure that our seniors are aware of that. And, as we get toward the summer, one of the signature events that we always do here in Santa Clarita is at Central Park is the concerts in the park.
Yeah.
And, there's thousands of people come. It's such an incredible event. And that's for everybody, And I would hope seniors would come and enjoy the concert. And you just, you bring a tent, you bring a chair, and you just come and enjoy some music. It's awesome.
I know. I've been there, been to several of them.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned Dial-A-Ride for qualified seniors. What does qualified mean?
So it was free rides for 60 and over was the Dial-A-Ride qualification.
And they can contact the senior center and City Hall and get all that information. Jason Gibbs, our city councilman, thank you for what you do for the seniors.